Hi there, rock fans. Welcome back to Roundtable. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'll be talking about the highly anticipated 23rd studio album from rock icons Deep Purple. It came out July 19th. Again, behind the boards is producer extraordinaire Bob Erzwin, who has done albums from Pink Floyd, Alice Cooper, and Kiss, and among a slew of others. He is no slouch behind the board. He is a master. He's got a great ear, and since he's been with them since 2013's Now What, I find Deep Purple have been on a creative resurgence. Although it is a little different for those three albums. They did Now What in 2013, 2017 Infinite, and 2020 Whoosh. There is a cover album, which I don't consider a full fledged album. So I'm considering those three as studio albums from the band. I thought they revitalized. They sound great. It is more progressive rock, a little more turned down, but they were great nonetheless. We have a newcomer now, Simon McBride, who has taken over from Stephen Morse, who had to leave due to his wife being gravely ill. He fits in nicely. I'm going to say I'm pleasantly surprised. He is a great addition to the band, but he's a different addition. It's a different element. While this album maintains the majority of the feel of, let's say, Whoosh and Now What and Infinite, there is a more guitar oriented feel to this album. So I think if you're an old school Deep Purple fan and you kind of went, the last three albums weren't my cup of tea, I think this will please you very much. It's a lot more rocking, a lot more direct, a lot more aggressive. I keep hearing now it's their masterpiece. I don't know. That's a hard call for me. I thought Whoosh was phenomenal, but it is a different beast than what we are accustomed to from Deep Purple. Like I said, Whoosh is a very progressive rock sounding album. This is a little bit more rocky and blues. McBride has a tinge of Blackmore to his playing, and a little bit, I'm going to say Gary Moore on here. There's a lot more blues influence in his playing here, but he's a great addition. He doesn't try to steal the show. He just adds an element to the song, which is a great sign of a guitar player, in my opinion. He doesn't try to hog the spotlight. He lets everybody play, and there is great interplay between, I think, McBride and Don Airey a lot on this album, and it's really good. I wish there was a little bit more or a little bit longer interplay between them, but I think that's going to happen at their live shows. But all in all, I'm going to say this is a great album. I loved it from beginning to end. I liked all the songs. Every day it changes for me. So I'm going to go right off the bat. A bit on the side, sharpshooter, excuse me, and portable door right now are my favorites. I do like Bleeding Obvious, which is the album closer, and I'm gonna have to pick If I Were You is another great track on here. They're all good. I think I would have changed the order of the songs. There's a track called Now You're Talking, which is a great blues rocker. I would have opened the album with that and put Show Me a little later on. Show Me starts off a little different, and the first time I heard it, I went, "What? What's happening here?" I like the song, but I think Now You're Talking really would have shown what McBride brings into the band, into the fold now. I think that would have been a better album opener, in my opinion, and then put Show Me a little later on. Perhaps maybe opening, if it would be a record, like opening side two. But still, it's a great song. I think all the songs are good. I keep changing which ones I love. So that's a great, when you can't pick your favorites, sign of a great album. If you can't pick one or pick, I mean, they change every time I hear it. So it's a great album. Like I said, it takes the elements of Whoosh. And if you like those elements, if you like the progressive rock elements, they're still there, but there's a lot more guitar oriented to it. It's a lot more guitar driven and keyboard driven. And I think the drumming is outstanding on here. He's taking a lot more chances on here than he has in a little while. So pay close attention to the drumming too. It's really great. Ian Gillan, he's almost 80 years old. He's not hitting those high notes like he once did, but he's found a range that he sounds really good in, and he can play with that, and he's doing a good job. So I like it. Is it the masterpiece a lot of people are claiming it is? I don't know. I'm on the fence. I hate saying an album's a masterpiece because everybody has. Like if I say what's a Deep Purple masterpiece, a lot of people are gonna say In Rock. A lot of people are gonna say Machine Head. And some people like me were gonna say, like Perpendicular was fantastic. You know, everybody has their. It's subjective, right? This is a strong album. No way are they're gonna be embarrassed by this album. I think it has legs. It's gonna last for years to come. You will go back to this album like you did if you liked Whoosh. And now what? I keep going back to them. This is another one. I think McBride. I think people were worried now that it's not going to sound the same. It doesn't, in a way, because McBride has a different playing style than Steve Morse did. But it's not a bad thing. He brings a great, joyful, guitar-oriented effort that I think a lot of old school Deep Purple fans were missing. I think a lot of people didn't gravitate to the progressive side. I did. I thought it was an enjoyable rebirth for the band. But this is another rebirth. There's a new member. He's bringing new blood, a new point of view, and I like that. And I think it's a solid album. Masterpiece, I don't know yet. I need a few more listens to this. But I'm going to say it is a great album nonetheless. If you like Deep Purple, if you like rock in general, if you like good musicianship, good singing, good production, search this album out. I don't think you can go wrong with it. Is it going to last the test of time? I don't know. I don't know yet. But I right now, I think it is a great album. I am happy with it. It's maybe one of the stronger albums from them for sure. Maybe stronger than their 90s output. That's for sure. Favorite songs? I'm going to go right now. Right now, today, Portable Door, Sharpshooter, A Bit on the Side, If I Were You, and Bleeding Obvious. But it changes, and that's again a sign of a great album when you can't pick a favorite. But that's me. You let me know what you think. Do you like this album? Do you think Deep Purple are back? I think they are. They've been back since now what? Since 2013. This is just a different form of the band, but it's a great form. And I'll put a note. It's taking the elements of their last three albums, the progressive rock side, but this time they've kind of recognized a lot more the Deep Purple legacy. There is that Deep Purple sound that a lot of people said we're missing off the last few albums. This has it. So if you're an old school Deep Purple fan or you know an old school Deep Purple fan, I think you should recommend Equals One to them. I think they would be pleasantly surprised. At this stage of their career, they don't owe us an album anymore, and that they're producing this caliber type album, they should be applauded. This is why I do these podcasts, because I'm happy about these things. At the end, after the last song, Bleeding Obvious, I was grinning. And that's the whole point of music. It should make you happy. And this makes me happy. This gives me faith in rock and roll and in music in general. And I think if you're an old school classic rock fan or just a rock fan in general, and you're looking for something new to listen to that has the elements of old school sensibilities, but it's rooted in modern sound, you can't go wrong with Equals One from Deep Purple. I highly recommend it. Do yourself a favor, search it out, listen to it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I'll put a couple of tracks down below. You let me know what you think. Do you have it? Are you a Deep Purple fan? Do you think they're good with McBride? Do you after Blackmore you thought they were over? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, on how you think they are now. I think they're just kicking ass in their own way, and that is great. See you soon. It's Equals One from Deep Purple. Check it out. I think you will love it.